joining me from here in Pendleton via Skype is Mr. Jack C. Wilson, who is the president of Solutions for eBiz. How are you, sir?
Doing great. Thanks, George.
We're here to talk about a program you introduced the other day, or talked about the other day down at the town hall to the town council. And make sure I got this right. Is it Pendleton, Indiana Main Street?
The organization's actually called Main Street Pendleton.
Main Street Pendleton.
Yes.
And so how long has this been in existence?
Well, the organization's just been in existence for a couple of months. The impetus for it really started about a year and a half ago. The Pendleton Business Association organized a meeting in the summer of 2011.
Okay.
And that meeting was really designed around trying to identify possibilities for growing downtown business activity. One of the thoughts that I'd had for some time was I'd been involved with the Pendleton Business Association for a couple of years and just felt like there needed to be a little more strategic vision to the activities. They tend to be a little more activity oriented, which is great because they do a great job of promoting activities and events.
Right.
So I followed up from that meeting and had some meetings with some key people around town, kind of kicked around some ideas. We formed a little task force, if you will, and visited some other communities that had some success in the past with revitalizing their downtown areas. And from that, we really learned that one of the key factors in those other communities was the Main Street program.
Okay.
So we investigated that further and determined that really was a great fit for what we were trying to accomplish in terms of pulling many of the key players, key organizations in town together and working with all of them to try to build the downtown of Pendleton. Not to the exclusion, of course, of businesses in the outlying parts of town, but the Main Street program per se really focuses on downtown development. And I think the real vision there is that if you have a thriving downtown, everyone else is generally going to benefit as well.
Now, of course, Pendleton, Indiana does have a Main Street, but you're talking more specifically State Street, correct?
In Pendleton's case, it would be State Street, correct?
Okay. And now, how many folks are part of this effort to revitalize Pendleton, the main business district downtown?
Sure. Well, the Main Street program itself consists of 7 people on the board of directors.
Okay.
Myself, Lisa Floyd from the foundation.
Okay.
Tim McClinic from the town.
All right.
Jeanette Isbell from the town council.
All right.
Then we have Kevin from Historic Fall Creek.
Okay.
Kevin Kenyon.
Yeah.
Carol Street, who is an archivist from Ball State, who also lives in the community.
Oh, okay. All right. And
then we have, am I missing? Should be on the tip of my tongue.
Right.
Now there's one other I'll think of it in a minute. She's from the Madison County Council of Governments.
That's okay. That's okay. Now you said that this program again it's Pendleton Main Street or Pendleton
Main Street Pendleton.
Main Street Pendleton is not for itself funded or going to be collecting money. That's done through the South Madison Community Foundation in a way.
Well, there would be a variety of ways in terms of funding the activities of the organization. One, because we are organized, the technical description of it is we're actually a supporting organization to the foundation. So since we are organized under the foundation, under the umbrella of South Madison Community Foundation, we will qualify as a 501c3 qualified tax-exempt organization. So anyone that donates toward the cause of Main Street Pendleton will have a tax-deductible contribution.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right, which is important. I think that may help as we go forward. The other, probably more primary method of funding the organization will be through more typical grants. Initially, the Main Street program is funded in large part by federal block grants down to the state programs that are then, they take applications for various activities and dole out the grant funds then to help support those various communities in their efforts.
Now, this really is pretty exciting. Now, Anderson, Indiana has had what they call AIMS, Anderson, Indiana Main Street, for several years. I think Lori Sylvester's leading up that effort over there. And this will be similar in a way, you say, to try to help drive businesses downtown, perhaps some additional events throughout the year besides what the Pendleton Business Association and some other folks put on?
That's correct. That's what we're envisioning. I mean, the Main Street program focuses in a number of different areas. One that most people probably tend to think of is the renovation of downtown buildings, and that's one of the activities that they try to focus on.
Right.
But promoting business activity, and one of the ways to do that is through special events.
Sure.
Or working with existing events and trying to make them, perhaps larger, bigger draws.
Oh, okay.
Downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we don't have any intentions at all of usurping, the space that a particular event may have already staked out in terms of the timeline or the calendar, but hopefully supplement what we have existing today, just to continue to try to bring more people downtown on a regular basis, and try to, ultimately the goal would be to have a very thriving downtown area, so there's always something going on. So
right.
If there's not a particular event that you know of, if you go downtown, you'll find something happen.
Right. That would be a big help. You talked about buildings, and one building that I have really had a lot of interest in over the years, don't know a lot about it, was the building they used for the former town hall that I believe is one time a movie theater.
It was called the Roxy. And, I showed a picture at the town council meeting the other evening.
Right.
The original facade of that building was brick. And then they had a marquee out front, just similar to what the Paramount has in Anderson.
Right. Okay.
And it was literally a music theater. I mean, a theater, video theater.
Right. Movie theater.
Now, we're not thinking in terms of pushing for that again, but that was just used as an example of, if that building were restored, one of the things that we might encourage would be taking the aluminum siding that's been put on the front of the building off.
Okay.
As an example, to get back to more the historic nature of the building as in its original form. Now, the town still owns that piece of property.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We're not involved in that project. We've had discussions with different people about it, and I think there's some interest on the town's part in doing something with it. I don't know that they know exactly what yet, but that's a good example of what a Main Street program might get involved in.
Right. Again, I'm with Mr. Jack C. Wilson, who's the president of Solutions for eBiz here in Pendleton, Indiana. And today we're talking about a program to try to bring more attention to the town of Pendleton. How can folks, Jack, find out more about this program?
Well, we will be working on a website soon.
Okay. All right.
And it will be mainstreetpendleton.org will be the website
Okay.
name. As I said, we haven't done anything yet. We will be probably disseminating additional information in the first quarter as we move forward with a project or two. But ultimately, the website probably will be the first way that people will be able to tap into what it's all about and the activities we might be getting involved with.
Right. I got, so again, well, the website ought to be something that you ought to be able to handle pretty well. That's part of what you do at Solutions for eBiz, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And certainly we'll be doing it, but with year end this year, it seems like our client base has filled up all of our time that we have. So
okay.
We'll probably in the first January, maybe February time frame, we'll be working on that website and getting something
okay.
up.
And that'll be when folks can really start to, contact your organization to find out more about it and see how perhaps they can get on board and how they can contribute to it, correct?
Absolutely. And in the meantime, if there are any questions or people are interested in supporting the cause, they can always contact the foundation.
Okay.
Our office address will be the foundation's office on Main Street.
Okay. That's the South Madison Community Foundation, and they do have a site up now, correct?
Yes, they do.
Okay. All right. Well, Jack, I appreciate you taking time to Skype in with me today. And if I don't see you before, I hope you have a great Christmas and New Year. And I'm looking forward to hearing more about this program from downtown Pendleton. It sounds really exciting.
We're very excited and sure appreciate you taking time to talk to us about it.
Okay, if you got anything else on this that you'd perhaps like to send, like me to help get out, I'd be more than happy to do that.
Okay, very good. Appreciate that, George.
Okay. Well, have a nice afternoon. And again, thanks for coming on and talking about this program. And we'll be talking to you about it more in the near future, I hope.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a good afternoon, sir.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.